And welcome back. It's Monday. It is time for Reacts. And this time we are going back to one of our favourites on the channel, and that is, of course, Geoguessr. So we're going to have a look at one of his videos. Can you guess these popular cities in Geoguessr? Now, it is a play-along. It's got on the top there, play-along, which I have used to do on Wednesdays. But we're just going to do it as a normal Reacts this time. I will try and do a little bit of play-along. I don't know how well I'll do, but you know, popular cities should be something that's relatively straightforward, you would think. If they're populous, then they're going to be the biggest cities that we've probably heard of, right? So, I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it. Back to one of the channel's favourites, and let's check in with Geoguessr.
To another Geoguessr play-along video, and today we're playing a map called Places Where Lots of People Live. So pretty much biggest cities, most populated metro area.
Okay, so as I thought, places where most people live. So I suppose that could be a little bit different, because what Jack Sucks at Geography was doing the other day, where it was places that don't, like their capital city isn't where the most people live. So I suppose if we get a country that we figure out, it may not be that easy to figure out actually where it is. But yeah. Also, do let me know how the audio is. I have been trying. I had it perfect. I had it so perfect a few months ago. But do let me know how it is, because I can never quite tell. When I'm recording, it seems fine. But I've upped this. I have upped the desktop audio. So hopefully together we'll get somewhere. But do let me know, because obviously I want you guys to be able to hear me, and I want you guys to be able to hear Peter, and everything else in between. So yeah, do let me know, and hopefully it'll be sorted.
As stuff like that, I'm expecting this map to be on the easier side, but you never really know. I have been surprised in the past. As always, the play-along links will be in the description. You can play along for free, of course. And if you
I will have the description to the original video, right, so you can go and check them out.
Let's start with some no-moving games, and we'll continue with NMPZ afterwards.
Is that Russia?
This car would be Kyrgyz car right off the bat. We have some Cyrillic here, selling home, if anyone wants to buy this home.
I'm sorry, did he just guess the fucking country from a car? Oh, because it's the Google car. But that's okay. Yeah, okay.
Maybe they're still selling, you never know.
I would have thought
this is
Cyrillic, Russia,
map
right?
that it is, most populated places. I would expect it to be Bishkek. Doesn't seem central
Kyrgyzstan
at all. I would probably go a bit.
I mean, Bishkek's Kyrgyzstan, right? So how? What the? What? No. What? Okay. Beginning of videos, I'm always a little bit more flustered. But what the fuck? So he saw the car, and that told him Kyrgyzstan. I don't know why, but that seems so much more difficult than a lot of the times when people see the car. Because a lot of times people see the Google car, or they see a bollard or whatever, and they can get a country. I don't know why, but the fact that it's Kyrgyzstan makes it way harder. That just in my head is so much, because it's just so separate. That's okay.
Go south.
I could have just said Russia.
More north, but it was Bishkek indeed. Should start recognizing the car. All right, what do we have here? We have.
Okay. I'm going to try and do this. I won't do it for everyone, but I'm going to try and do a little bit better. That looks Spanish, and we're in it's South America, isn't it? This isn't Spain, but so maybe I don't know.
Sign. That's a Brazilian sign, right?
But that's Spanish though, right? See, I muck this up a lot, so I could be very wrong. But I don't know. I just said like Colombia or something.
Chofal. Don't know what that means. Oh no, not Brazil. This is Colombia.
Hey, fuck yes! Come on!
Looking at this sign, I wasn't sure. Is it a Brazilian? Is it Colombian sign? But okay, that answers my question.
See, I think this is where the metas get it wrong, right? Because although I suppose language is a meta, but like I looked at that, I wasn't looking at the sign, I wasn't looking at the car. I saw the language, and the feel of it was South America. But like, so the reason, so like if it was Peru, I expect like long ass fucking roads, for instance, really long like deserty roads almost sometimes with Peru, and like it just felt Colombia, like yeah, okay, Well, then it's oh god. Then you got to get the biggest fucking city, not the biggest city. They're populated cities. That's not even necessarily the most populated. It's just oh my god, Cartagena. I don't know.
That's a Colombian sign.
We'll go with
got
Cartagena.
So many, yellow plates here. Oh, and of course the infamous Colombian crosses as well. I missed them before.
Oh my god.
Well, okay, Colombia then. In Colombia, there are a few big cities. Any signs? Which one would this be? I do not know how to tell Bogota from Medellin apart.
So yeah, Bogota's the obvious one, but I'd say Cartagena just because it's a bit different. You'd expect they're not going to just go with Bogota.
I would go Bogota then.
Okay, he's going to Bogota, and it wasn't Cartagena either. Where the hell is that?
Bogota either.
Barranquilla?
It was Barranquilla. That's unfortunate.
I have never heard of that.
Gosh, Colombia is a pretty big country. Next round.
That's
round.
UK.
Are we drawing on the left side? Are we in the UK?
That's immediately UK.
St. Paul's Church. Well, there's a St. Paul's Cathedral in London, but that's not this one. That's for sure. What does it say?
Bexley Heath.
Well,
okay, so this is where you can tell I used to do a lot of quizzes because I have an issue with this. So Bexley Heath is formerly part of Kent, now part of Greater London, which I really dislike the idea of Greater London just going to go, oh yeah, now you're part of us. Like, fuck off. So Bexley Heath is technically part of Greater London. It's kind of London, but not London for a lot of people there. But the issue I have here, and this is where I'm being really fucking picky, Greater London isn't a city. In fact, London isn't a city. The city of London is a city, and the city of Westminster are cities inside Greater London. Greater London is a county. It's a ceremonial county. I am well aware there's people out there going, what the fuck? But technically, and I know, I'm being pernickety as hell, but technically, London, as we recognise it generally, including Greater London, everything like that, isn't a city. It's just not. It is not. Like, it's not. It was a city of 9 million, but it's not. The city of London has actually got like 10,000 people in it. The city of Westminster's even less than that, but they're both cities. And the thing is, you can see them. Like, if you go into London, you go into the city of Westminster, City of London, it's on like the road signs. It will say City of Westminster, City of London. Anything outside of that that's still seen as London is Greater London, and Greater London is a county, is a ceremonial county. And that's how they keep taking stuff, because they're not a city. It's just not. So because of that, it's not populous. London, if you just say London is a populous place, yes. But it specifically said cities. And London does not have anywhere close to the most populous cities. It's just not. I know there's going to be, if there is someone in the comments, go for it. But it's just true. Like, I know it is really, really, really fucking picky, but it's because I used to do a lot of TV quizzes and testing and stuff like that. And this is the kind of stuff that would come up to kind of catch you out, or to, you know, be the extra little bit of information that someone didn't know. So I realise this is random information, but that's just true. It's just true. The City of London, City of Westminster are the two cities inside the ceremonial county of London, or Greater London. So the answer to this is clearly going to be London, near Bexley Heath, which means it's going to be slightly south or southeastern, because it's towards Kent, because Bexley Heath used to be part of Kent. But not a city, anyway.
Well, that's a British sign, right? The circle with the line.
That, I mean, I got that in like half a second. That's immediately, that just screams England.
But I do think this should be UK. With this type of architecture, this reminds me more of England.
Yeah, it's definitely England. And Bexley Heath is, like I say,
bigger cities in the UK. A lot of them in.
Oh, so if you're going in, by the way, to add on to that, it would mean the most populous city, and that doesn't mean it's, you know, they're not all the most populous. It's just, you know. Anyway, it would be Birmingham. Birmingham is seen as the second city in London. Sorry, the second city in England. Technically, it's the first city because it is the biggest one. Anyway, I know people are just watching this going, oh, shut the fuck up, man. Like, we don't need... It's just... I know. I was a quizzer before I did any of this stuff. I'm well aware of how nerdy and geeky this shit is. But anyway.
In England, in particular, I'd probably go
Bexley
closer
Heath
to
is
London,
Greater London.
but I wouldn't be surprised about some
It
other
should be
cities
below
in there.
that mark,
Let's
though,
see.
because it's nearer to... Yeah.
It was literally.
I
the
said it was
opposite
below
side of
because
London.
you can actually
I'm
see
traveling
Bexley
to
Heath on the
London in a
map
few
just there.
months, so I'm quite excited about that. I really like that city.
Okay.
All right, next round. This would be, again, the car gives it away, kind of. That's a bit unfortunate.
Does it?
But it would be Guatemala. But without the car, if we didn't see the car...
But isn't that like a sideways Mexican flag? Or is it not? Am I really fucked up? Wait a minute, the Mexican flag. It is right, you got a thing in the middle, but it is those colours. So it's because the Guatemalan flag, fucking hell. That's blue, right? Guatemalan flag's blue. Surely this is Mexico. Okay, if I'm wrong, someone needs to explain it. Because that looks like like a sideways of a Mexican flag. It has a kind of Mexican feel to me. I don't know how to explain that. What makes this immediately... what? I don't understand.
These are
Why is it Guatemala?
in Central America, mostly in Mexico, but also in Guatemala.
So, Mexico again.
The colors maybe as well. We see lots of the like blue tones.
Okay, yeah, blue is in the flag, but
flag colors that maybe could be a clue. Okay, let's go with Guatemala City. Right, what's the road direction? We can try to align something. All right, I forgot we can press N now, and it aligns it automatically, and it turns a little. Yeah, okay, couldn't find it. But,
someone's going to have to explain it to me. I really don't get it. Someone please explain in the comments.
Here is Singapore without even looking around. Just feels very green, tidy. It looks very nice.
I didn't have time to think about that one, Peter.
That would fit. We have signs in multiple languages.
Okay, yeah, no. I mean, when you see that sign, it's Singapore.
They have a lot of
like because they do have that kind of thing. But Jesus,
just long somewhere in the city. It's a relatively small country. Okay, nice. What were the final results? 22.4 thousand.
That was so fast.
This map
I got what?
Easier side.
2 of those? I got 2 of those. Oh my god.
Because we recently had that super difficult map. Now we have an easier one. What is this? We have some yellow plates. Again, would this be Colombia?
I was going to say, are we back in Colombia?
Colombia. What else could this be? Because these plates are narrow. These are not wide.
I was actually just going,
so
it has a general feel and that kind of mountainous thing, which would be more
like that.
Peruvian, but it just has that feel.
As well.
Yeah, the Spanish.
I'm pretty happy with going Colombia here. Again, which city,
I'd have said Colombia or Peru. The mountains would probably take me more to Peru.
Mountains around,
I don't know why, and I'm sure someone's going to go, actually, there's more mountains here, but I don't know.
Mountains. Bogota has some mountains to the north, so it could be maybe Bogota, northern Bogota. Medellin
also, if you're from that area, how is it sound? How is it meant to be said? Because I've noticed this before, and it's obviously because, you know, our mother tongue is different, me and Peter's. But is it Bogota? Is it Bogota? Like some of these things, I'm always intrigued because I want to say them the right way. That's why I say Chile rather than Chile, because everyone from Chile has always said it's Chile. So I'm intrigued as like how it's meant to be said, because the likelihood is that Peter's right and I've been saying it wrong for years. It's like Zigzag said, because I've always said Podgorica for Montenegro, and I heard Zigzag call it Podgorica. And if it is Podgorica, I fucking love Montenegro, and if I've been saying that capital city for so badly for so long, I would love to know.
Medellin also has mountains to the north. I feel like these mountains, I don't know, could be there. I don't think it's Barranquilla this time. I think it's either one.
I've never even heard of that place.
Cities. No, I think Medellin aligns better. Watch me regret my decision. Are you kidding
It is
me?
Korea.
Where are there mountains to the north? Can you show me the mountains?
See, this is where
to the west
overthinking
and
it
the north
does
west.
damage, Peter.
Still, I don't see any mountains.
Feel like the rest
here.
of us.
No way I would have gone here. That's crazy. Colombia is kicking my ass. I just can't go with the correct city there, apparently. This
South
would be
Korea?
South Korea. We have this Korean language. It's a
Oh.
Seoul station on
Yeah,
the
it's South Korea, Seoul.
We have some pretty big mountains
just Seoul.
here to the east-ish. But it should be just Seoul if it's Seoul
yeah.
Station. The Catholic University of Korea. Yeah, let's just go Seoul here.
Isn't it?
The mountains to the east, maybe somewhere up here. There are mountains here.
So specific thing. It's big.
Let's see.
God.
Oh,
God damn.
Let's go.
Nice.
We did see those mountains. I could have even aligned it if I tried. I just plonked it.
I'd have just gone Seoul, gone bang, because that's how good I ran
for the previous round.
This is like Mexico
this feels
again.
More Latin American.
So on here, this feels Latin American. Yeah, it feels that. I can tell you why I said Mexico for this, and it's actually an American influence. I think it's American influence. It's that truck. That truck feels kind of Southern American. And then because of that, with the border, feels like Mexico's most likely because there's a lot of crossover with things like that. So I'm going to go Mexico and Mexico City. I mean, I don't know enough places in Mexico, but I know that Mexico City is very populous. So
this car
isn't it like the biggest
on the
city as
wrong
well
side
in the
of
world?
the street.
I feel like I've seen
The
that somewhere.
arrows clearly indicate that we're driving on the right side, but they both are kind of mixed up a little bit. Which city? We see these octagonal poles, which you usually see in Mexico. This license plate seems very, very small as well.
I went on
Mexico
vibes, which really
see
annoys me.
smaller
I
license
really,
plates.
if I'd have watched back, I
Whereas
should
some
really, actually,
Spanish-
if anyone would like to see me do that, to go back and watch like my original Geoguessr videos, they're like 2 years old now. But if anyone would like to see me go back and like react to one of my first videos on Geoguessr, let me know, because I know that I used to rant against vibes because I fucking hated it, and I didn't understand how people could just do that. And I'm not the best player in the world now, but I do that sometimes, and I feel like I would irritate the crap out of myself.
My main guess here would be Mexico. Yeah, and here we see this again electricity counter, the circular one that you, as I said before, you see in Central
See, he's
America.
identifying Mexico way better
I'm pretty confident
than
about
say
this
the
being Mexico.
Guatemala one, and I'm still
Which
confused about the Guatemala
city,
guess.
Though I'm not confident about that. Well, Mexico City is definitely the biggest one.
I mean, that's
where
that's
most
definitely
people
not
live.
Mexico City, but I just wouldn't
Well,
know where else
Mexico
to go.
has some other big cities as well, and I am not able to tell them apart, unfortunately.
I'm with you, man.
I
I'm
would
with
maybe
you.
say it's a bit more north. Let's go Monterrey, maybe. Feels kind of more drier.
Fair.
Oh, okay, Guadalajara. It was not Mexico City. I went too north, but I was right thinking that it doesn't feel entirely like Mexico City. Well, okay. Next
Oh,
round.
UK.
Is this UK
That's England.
now again? Is the central London?
Camden Town used to. I used to spend a lot of my youth
Well, I
in
would say
Camden
yes,
Town.
this
Yeah.
should be the UK ones.
It's amazing how quickly you can identify your own country. Like, I can be quick-ish if I think I know somewhere. But, oh, that looks like this or this. When you see England, and sometimes Ireland, because that does trip me up sometimes, but it's just, that is England. That just is it. Like, it's really weird. I'm guessing, does anyone else out there, actually, is there anyone out there that doesn't find that actually finds other countries easier to guess than your own country? It'd be interesting to see about that, because I see England, I'm like, that's England. There's just a feel that just tells you that's my country, no matter where, which is really weird, because in England, like, there's no, I don't know, it doesn't feel like there's the same kind of cohesiveness to all of the houses, especially if you go up north, but there must be something. There's just a feel that goes, yeah, that's England.
Again.
So it's London again. I won't go through the whole lecture again,
And
but
definitely
again,
architecture
shouldn't be
also feels
London.
very British.
But
Hamilton
Yeah,
Square.
that's near Camden.
UK website
Camden
as well,
is not as good as it used to be.
just
Still a
to
fun place though.
confirm. And these also British style signs there.
They commercialised Camden
Central
way
London,
too much.
Euston, not Houston, Euston.
Yeah, Euston.
Euston
Everyone
is.
will know
I can
Euston
find
because of Euston
Houston.
Station.
A400.
It's one of the bigger stations, I think, Euston.
A406.
You should look for Camden. Camden's a lot easier to find. You're
Road
literally
starting
there. Look, look,
for-
look, look,
I'm
look.
guessing
He was
400
there.
is near
He's there. Peter, you're so close. Look. There. Camden Town. There's the same. Anyway.
40. That would kind of make sense, right? Well, let's see. Okay, sort of was a bit.
You see?
close. Oh,
It's
there's
Camden Town, that was it.
I should have looked for that. Next round, this
He saw it.
immediately I'm thinking Hong Kong. This sign on the left side.
Too goddamn quick for me to even think about that. I was still going from the last round.
Very Hong Kong-ish. Also, we see some Chinese characters.
Yeah, I mean it feels
here.
Chinese,
Are
but
during the
which is
website,
hard because
it
there's not many
looks like we
places in
are.
China that's actually on there, is there?
Ooh.
Oh, that's Portuguese. Ruit is Portuguese. That's not Hong Kong then, because Hong Kong is was British, so you wouldn't have Portuguese. That's fuck is it called? Oh my god! Like it's next to Hong Kong. Like on a map, Hong Kong's here, and Macau's like next to it. Whichever way you're looking at me the other way round. But yeah, to the left of Hong Kong, it's fuck is it called? Macau. It's Macau. It's got to be Macau because there was Portuguese influence into Macau, British into Hong Kong. That's right, yeah? If this is still Hong Kong now. I think that's it. I saw that and had to stop. I think that's it.
Oh, it's Rua.
Yeah, which is Portuguese, right?
Rua. We have some Portuguese here.
Yes.
Interesting. So it's not Hong Kong.
Yeah, because Hong Kong's English.
It is Macau because of their Portuguese influence.
Yes, come on!
I was thinking, we don't really have...
Random
that
fucking
way
knowledge
to
helps
see Hong
occasionally.
Kong.
And so the biggest thing so in Hong Kong, it's going to be a lot of English because, I mean, there are still quite a lot of people in Hong Kong that, especially older generations, that consider themselves nearer to Britain than China. Purely because they grew up and were born into Hong Kong under British rule. And it was only in 1997 that it was given back to China. So you're not going to see kind of Portuguese influence over there. You would see an English influence, for instance, in their roads. But Macau did have an influence for Portuguese.
In Macau, you get some black or dark blue plates.
I would not know anything else. The
let's
only thing
go
there was the little
Macau.
bit of Portuguese I could see.
Generation 2
And I only really
In
realised it
Macau,
was
you
Portuguese
will
because I
get
don't
Generation
know
2
anywhere that has
camera.
Spanish.
You don't
So
really get Macau very often.
I didn't realise it was on there.
But it's useful to know that it can have coverage. All right, the results, not as good as the first game, but still.
See, I did better on that
how I
game,
did.
but
20
it did have
20,000
England.
points.
So,
Now it's
I
time
mean-
to do some NNPZ games. No moving, panning, or
Oh,
zooming.
come
Oh
on!
boy, that's gonna be much trickier, I feel. Because no moving games were
This seems really
more or
dry.
less
So,
straightforward with the country-wise at least.
Peru?
I didn't get anything super tricky, but here, right off the bat, I
Dunno.
am not sure. I am not sure what country
It
this would
feels,
be.
so again, like, that feels like mountains in the background. Which again leads me more towards Peru. And it seems dry. And I know that's a lot of the places, a lot of kind of drier places in that area because it's around the equator. But I don't know why, but so I picture Peru, and so many times when you have Peru on Geoguessr, it seems to be just a long kind of dirt or sandy road. So I always picture it as being one of the more dry ones. So Peru, which Lima, I don't know. I definitely can't name anywhere but Lima. So Peru is the only thing I can think of. The mountains and the dryness.
But where are we?
I could be the
Feels
worst
Latin
fucking guess in the world.
America, I would
Also,
guess.
I don't do matters.
The shadows are maybe hard to tell.
I'm talking about the fact that I see some mountains and it's a bit dry, and he's talking about the shadows. The fuck? By the way, if you have any tips for any of the ones I haven't got, because hopefully the ones I've got I've at least made sense of. But any of the ones I haven't got, please, please, as always, do mention it in the comments. I want to know. I do want to know. And it doesn't feel immediately like this goes in, but my average score has gone up by thousands since I started this. Literally thousands. So I really want to, you know, my average when I started was about 9 to 10,000. My average now is about 16, 17,000. So it really does make an impact over time.
Yeah, really. I'm not 100% sure which direction. I don't see any electricity counters either, unfortunately. Judging by the steering wheel side, it seems like we are driving on the right side indeed. And the license plates don't seem to be yellow. Looking at the
license plate thing always messes me up, unless we're in England.
Gen 4 here, architecture seems...
Well, actually, Europe, I can, yeah.
I'm thinking maybe Peru, with these... maybe Mexico. Let's see. Oh, it was...
Oh, fuck yes!
Let's go.
Told you, it's dry. Every time. Are you from Peru? Have you been to Peru? Is it as dry as it seems on Geoguessr? Because every time it's on Geoguessr, I just see dry. I see dirt roads, dry roads, and I just when it's a long ass road. I used to think that was America, but now I'm just like, oh, it must be Peru or potentially Chile. Yeah.
Those darker bricks felt kind of like.
I got nothing, but it's mountainous and has dryness.
So Peru felt like the next best guess. Next round. This car, my first thought immediately Ghana. You get this car in Ghana with the black tape as well. If we could look down, we would see it.
I don't know.
I'm getting kind of coastal vibes here.
See, knowing that car has got to help.
And also, judging by the map, places where people live, the capital city is on the coast. It's Accra. Yeah. Therefore, I would say
I will try and look out for the car. You know what that car reminds me of? It reminds me of like a NASCAR. It's like white with it looks like it's advertising at the front. I'm sure it's not, but
I've been trying to use therefore more often now to replace so. I'm still saying so a lot, but I'm trying to
try hitherto. or thus. Hitherto or thus. Mate, hitherto I just feel like hitherto would sound fucking awesome if you said it. Try hitherto. Just instead of so or anything like thus or hitherto. Go for them instead.
Be better. Let's see. Is it Accra? Yeah, pretty much.
I didn't know. I would have probably gone for Africa. I wouldn't know exactly where.
Going thus far. Right off the bat, I'm noticing these electricity counters again. These circular ones. Immediately. Where was it? Central America, yes, correct.
So Mexico?
And these poles, they seem like octagonal poles. Therefore,
Mexico, yeah.
I would go with Mexico.
Yeah, he literally just said it. Okay, so that bit of information literally just said. So that can stick.
As well.
Don't know where that would be.
There are behind my head.
Mexico City, it looks a bit bigger. Again, Mexico City.
These water tanks. I can never remember which water tank is in which country, but I think you can get these water tanks in Mexico. Which city now?
Always just go Mexico City. I go a zigzag on this. Just go for the capital.
Feel like Mexico City to me. I'm kind of thinking maybe Guadalajara again, or maybe something coastal. Maybe it could be Tijuana.
Tijuana.
Maybe not. I don't know. I think I'll go with Guadalajara, but let's see. Nah, it was just Mexico City.
Always go the capital. Always go the capital.
But okay, 3,300, not too bad. Again, same car as before.
So it's Ghana.
Same Ghana car.
Yeah.
Does this feel as coastal as before?
See, the only reason I know that is because we've literally just had it. So yeah, it's Ghana, but
could be kind of coastal-ish.
See, I would only know that this is Ghana because of the fact that we've just had Ghana. And the only reason I'd look at the car is because he just said it. So it does get frustrating sometimes because you try and remember and look at everything, but
anything on that sign, nothing helpful at least. I think I'll probably go coastal again, just because of Accra
again. Fair enough.
And if it isn't Accra, Kumasi isn't too far away.
Always go, and Accra's the capital, isn't it? So always go capital. Always go capital. Yeah.
Next round. I didn't
looks very Caribbean. This is like Cuba.
A big reliance on Google cars coming into this map. I
This
thought
feels
it's
like
going to be
Cuba.
on the easier side, but I didn't expect to
You
get
know
so
what?
many
It feels like Cuba, but it's not because of one thing. These cars. And this may be very stereotypical and anything else. I expect much older and more classic cars in Cuba because that still seems to be a thing. These seem like, I don't know. Yeah, they seem too modern. And when I say older cars in Cuba, I mean literally classics that they've made to keep running. I don't mean shitty like 90s cars. I mean like 50s and 60s, like really beautiful cars. Seems to be a big thing in Cuba. So, and the colours, I don't know. I'm trying to think of where else is like near, like, I can only think of Cuba. I can only think Cuba. I'd just go for that.
We have these electricity counters, circular ones, and well,
Okay.
the biggest clue of all, if you know your Google cars, is this car.
Okay.
If we could look down, we would see
It's just
the
a
bar
blur.
as well. But
That's just
this
a
would be
blur.
Dominican Republic car. Well, the architecture would certainly fit.
The Dominican Republic isn't that far.
Colorful.
It's Caribbean, and Cuba is a Caribbean country. Yeah, so
windows.
I'm not okay. I'm not as
Santo Domingo.
I mean, Cuba's
Very
like
nice. So there is a
Cuba is like just is like the next bit over. I don't feel as bad about that. Felt very cute. Was my logic right? Somebody's going to tell me that. Was my logic right? Because it's very close. I mean, look at the map here. This is where it was. This is where Cuba is. Like, it felt very Cuban. Those houses just felt Cuban. Was my logic right? Please, someone that's been to Cuba or is in Cuba or Dominican Republic, is my logic right? Is like there are a lot of similarity there, and is my car thing? Is that just stereotype? Like, I'd love to know. I want to try and if I can hit an average of like, I don't know, 19,000 by the end of the year. If I can get anywhere near to that kind of thing, I'll be. Oh my god, I'd be ecstatic.
But the Peruvian one was...
I love his little avatar.
Tricky, I thought. Okay, let's do one more. And if you are enjoying these play-along videos, press that like button, subscribe if you haven't already.
Make sure you do.
Really
the link will be... the link to this video will be downstairs, along with, obviously, just go to the channel and click.
Helps, and you get exclusive videos every month.
Okay, last one.
My regular videos as well. So thank you for considering.
So that looks Portuguese there. So Brazil. So this looks Portuguese. So because it looks Spanish, but there's something about like, I don't know. J's I feel like I used a lot more in Portugal. I know that sounds so fucking stupid, but I'm saying this and then immediately realizing like Jesus and Jose and things like that for names, but I don't know. There's something that feels Portuguese, the language, and there looks like there's something around the sea. I'm gonna go Portuguese, and it's definitely South America, right? And there's only one country that uses Portuguese. Was it every country? So wait a minute. Every country in South America, you've got one country that's English is the main language, which is Belize. I think that's South America, or is that North America? Okay. And then one country that's Portuguese, which is Brazil. It's got to be Brazil. It's got to be Brazil, and I wouldn't have a clue. Brasilia would be the only place I'd go for.
I think this is
but this
Brazil, no? I think these white license plates, they feel Brazilian.
I'm using the language way more because it's the only kind of meta that I can get on board with. The polls and shit, I just go over my head every fucking time.
The language, hard to read, but it looks like it could be Portuguese.
See that the language to me just looks Portuguese over Spanish because it's the only other choice.
Like there might be the phone area code on like somewhere here. But it's just.
But then I mean, what Brazil? You got Rio de Janeiro, you got Brasilia. You got. I'll just go Brasilia. It's not gonna be that, but
doesn't seem.
Completely wrong part of the country. If it had just had some red fucking soil, I might have been able to place it better.
São Paulo doesn't have too many mountains. Oh boy, got the right country, but only 600 points. Brazil is big and hard.
That's Singapore, right?
Slow.
So there's some English there. It looks like people nearby are Asian. These buildings look it looks very neat, very tidy, very clean. So I'm gonna say Singapore.
Slow,
which of course is then just Singapore as
very
like the city state.
Buildings driving on the left side, English on the road. Immediately
Those kind
my
of big
goes to
buildings are
Singapore.
very kind of in Asia as well.
Beautiful country of Singapore. I
Yes.
would love to visit one day. There's so many places I would love to visit, but they're all so far away. Let's go Singapore. Yeah, somewhere here. Nice.
England. I think he said he was coming to England as well. You should definitely come to England.
This one is trickier for sure. My first
Again, that's Asia,
thought
right?
Here
The buildings.
was Hong Kong. My second thought was South Korea.
I don't know. I just.
I can't really describe, just vibes.
It feels.
In Hong Kong, you get these narrow.
I mean, the buildings that the kind of very tall buildings that look like that just feel very Asian. Like you're definitely not in Europe because you just don't get that. You do get block of flats, but they're never that tall or that imposing because there's restrictions on how tall things can be and things like that. So it just looks Asian. The fact that there's some greenery maybe says, what did he say? South Korea and Hong Kong. The fact of greenery, not very much, but a little bit potentially says South Korea over Hong Kong. But this could be anywhere in Asia. I'm only going on the two, but guess that he just gave. This could be anywhere. This could be Japan for all I know.
Big, tall.
I need to see language. I need to see language. I just can't. There's no language anywhere.
Just the vibes. Yeah, I feel. It might not be. I might be wrong, of course. I don't see any graffiti on the walls that would give it away. No texts.
You need language.
It could be South Korea as well. It says something there, but
I'm glad I'm not the only one that just goes right up to the screen.
Like Latin letters. Oh gosh. Okay, I'll go with my first thought. I'll go Hong Kong, but I have a feeling it might be South Korea. Ah.
You should just put it in Hangzhou and
what did it say on that sign?
You know.
Oh, it was this way. Nam-dong.
Oh God, I did not. Oh yeah, because you couldn't zoom in.
Distance. Oh, I missed it. Oh, that would have been so helpful.
It's the worst thing about not zooming in. You can't get any of these details.
Definitely gettable. I'm annoyed at myself for not
okay, this looks like Japan.
Here, it looks like we have low camera, doesn't it?
This feels
Would
very.
This be Japan? It feels warm.
It's
Would
the
this be
structure of the
southern
buildings that
Japan?
look very Japanese. I wouldn't know where though.
Or something. I think it has to be Japan with a low cam. Definitely feels
Again,
Asian.
didn't get that
And
off the
to
low
me, it
camera.
looks warm.
Am I doing more fucking vibes than he is now? Oh God! I used to think that all of them just did vibes. When I first started, I was just like, oh yeah, everyone's just vibes. I fucking hate it. Blah blah blah. And then it feels like I've become the vibe guesser. Fuck. And he's using fucking logic. I mean, we're coming to the same conclusion, but he'd be way closer. Like, this is the thing. This is what I love as well. Is I'm like, I get so like, oh my God, I'm in the right place because they say it. But in reality, if I then guess that country, I would be nowhere near where they guess. Even on the most populous thing, I'd still get beaten. My ass would still get beaten. But it does feel amazing to get the right country.
Warm vibes. So I'm gonna go Okayama. Let's see.
Oh, just Tokyo.
This is not my best game. The previous NNPZ game was definitely better.
South America, Mexico.
Ooh, this is an interesting
Mexico's North America, but
this is a very interesting.
So again, this feels South America or potentially just below America, basically. But it's this truck again. I said this earlier. The truck makes me think Mexico again. But then, is it? Because then there's this. Yeah, but then I mean, it's a pickup-y truck type thing. Oh, I feel Mexico, but am I? I mean, Una Via. It's Spanish speaking. That's Mexico, and then all of South America, basically. I don't know. Mexico's the first one in my head purely because of the car.
No front plates.
Shit, that'd be something to know, wouldn't it?
On the right side, and we have, well, it seems like we have some sort of weird blur, but we can't really see on the Google car. And we have this Una Via, which grabbed my attention because a few videos ago, if you have been a trusty play-along player.
I'm not always there, Peter. I try. I'm not always at the play-alongs. I used to do them a lot.
Here on my channel, You will remember we had this Una Via sign.
I will do more
and
play-alongs
it
for me as
was
well.
in Dominican Republic.
Oh.
You can maybe get this sign in other countries as well. I'm not entirely sure. Where do you get these?
So this
Una
feels...
Via
So wait,
signs?
whoa. So we had Did we have Dominican Republic earlier or Dominica? I can't remember now. Dominican Republic, right? Which was really colourful and everything and reminded me of Cuba. And then it's just... Okay. Una Via, to know that one little thing
not
is...
having front plates,
Jesus.
weird Google car blur. It all would fit with Dominican Republic and this sign as well. So I would go Dominican Republic here again. Wait, do we see this that signpost? It's hard to see, but those like the electricity poles could be Dominican Republican as well. So let's go Santo Domingo, I think. Let's go. Okay, I'm happy with this guess. Because this wasn't like super obvious.
I'd have gone Mexico. Wouldn't have been anywhere near because the architecture was so different.
My weakest game thus far, but I feel like there were some tricky rounds. I'm a bit annoyed by that South Korean round.
I think there wasn't enough to go off.
Other than that, I'm pretty happy with my performance today. If you played along, let me know in the comments how you did. Did you?
So I will put the link up. Obviously, that was humbling. There's a lot of them there that I got the countries, but some of those I just didn't have a fucking clue. Like there were some there that I just did not know. And then he just guessed so fast. Jesus. Yeah. Oh my God, I need more practice. I've only just come back from abroad as well. I've just been in Denmark, but I'm gonna blame that every time. I'm just saying, I'm gonna blame that every time. Every time I go away, it will be there. You've been getting coverage as if I was here. La la la. I wasn't here when it came out. You'll never know. You'll never know when I'm away because unless I mention like, oh, this just come out, and then you realise it's someone's video that came out weeks ago. I never say, but yeah, I'm just back. Although when this goes up, I don't know if I'm going to be in England either. So yeah, I'm here so little, but I swear that is what fucks up my my guessing is every time I travel. Disappointed myself, very disappointed. I think I could have done better. I think I have done much better in his play-alongs before, but yeah, disappointed. I tried to make up for it with the random knowledge about London, but yeah. Anyway, I hope that was entertaining for you at least. I'm peeved. But yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday, and of course I will be directly taking on one of the 2024 players for the World Cup, one of those that got into the finals, and seeing if we can make it back from the disaster that was the Jake Lyons take on, and see if we can keep going and taking at least a round of everyone. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will see you then. Thanks, everyone.